Hey everyone, welcome back to my garden. And I want to talk about my pepper plant here. This is a Feher Ozon sweet paprika pepper plant, and it's doing quite well. This plant was planted from seed on March 19th, and today is May 31st, so it's basically been about 70 something days, about 72 days I think. And it should be ready in about 80 to 85 days, according to the packaging, so I guess we'll see about that. But it seems to be doing quite well. These peppers are growing in quite nicely, and they go basically from a nice white color to this yellowish green, which is what I'm currently at, and then to a bright orange, and then to a nice red. But peppers are technically edible at any stage. I could technically harvest this pepper right now, but I want it to have a really nice paprika flavoring. So I want to wait till it gets a little bit more sweet. And once I'm able to harvest the peppers, what I'm going to do is basically crush them up and make some powder. And I'll take you on and show you how to do that really soon. So that should be probably coming up in a few weeks. But for now, it's doing quite well. And I have basically about, 5 peppers here that are growing currently. And I have a few more small ones on the sides that have pollinated recently, and they're growing in. And a couple of flowers that are forming still. So soon enough, once I harvest these peppers, I'll have new ones coming off also. And some of you may recall that I clipped off a ton of the bottom leaves here. I thought there was some type of infection that was going on, something that was harming the plant. But after a lot of research, it didn't seem to be anything that was too much of a trouble or too big of a deal really. And sure enough, everywhere where I clipped it, there's a lot of new leaves that are forming. And between each of these nodes, each of these leaves are going to grow into its own new branch, which will produce new peppers and flowers that I'll be able to pollinate and get beautiful peppers like you see up here. And this plant likes to grow basically, this is a dwarf pepper plant I should mention too, so it doesn't get really big. This thing is maybe about only 8 inches tall, maybe 9 inches, something like that. So for those of you that are interested in growing a small indoor plant, this is about how big it's gonna get. And the peppers may get a tiny bit bigger. They get basically up to the size maybe 4 to 5 inches long and maybe 2 or 3 inches wide. So it's a nice, pretty decent sized pepper. But as you see, it's pretty top heavy, but it's being supported quite well. The base of the plant has actually thickened up. The stem has gotten quite nice and has really grown in size. I think before it must have maybe doubled approximately or so. You could see basically the bottom here right on the base over here is nice and woody, and as you move up the stem, it has this nice purplish green color going throughout. There you could really see right there when the camera focuses in. And I noticed after placing this pepper plant under the LED lights, which is where I had it, I just pulled it out to show you to really show you what it looks like under some natural lights. So you could really see what the colors of the plant looks like and how the leaves look. And really zoom in. But I think it's doing quite nicely. All these new leaves are getting nice and big and put on a lot of new leaf growth. And this plant is going to get a lot bushier and hardier soon. So it's going to be probably maybe double in size, and I'm going to have a lot of new branches that are coming out. So I'm really excited about that. I was actually so excited that I planted another seed just today. So it should probably come up in about a week or so. And I'll have another sweet paprika pepper plant going. So once this one is nice and done, I'll have another one to take its place and have a nice little cycle of peppers going. And I'll be able to make these seeds available for those of you that are going to be interested once they are. And I'll let you know when that happens. But for now, I just wanted to show you what's going on and really just talk about this little pepper plant for now. And if you see right here, I could lift it up a tiny bit. We could take a look at what the root system looks like. And it's gotten quite big and long. You see right here above has gotten a little bit yellow. It's probably exposed a little bit to the light, but all these new roots on the bottom are nice and white and clean looking. So I think it's doing okay. I think that has to do with probably because this jar is very flimsy with the paint, so if you get a little water on it or you scratch it, some of the paint seems to chip off, so you want to be careful with that. So I may probably come in and maybe repaint these jars in the future with something else, possibly maybe some like spray paint, or I'm gonna do some research and see what works best. But I think nonetheless it's doing quite alright, and these peppers are gonna be ready to eat soon. Technically peppers are, you could eat them at any stage, but I want to wait until these peppers are fully ripened, and I want to be able to compare a ripe pepper to a unripened one like this, where the color is a little bit different, so it should be a little bit maybe more bitter, or we'll see. But this should be a nice little sweet pepper plant, and these peppers are supposed to be very delicious and produce a nice flavor. And it's a nice thick wall pepper, so we'll see what it looks like. I'll be able to probably cook with these as well. But nonetheless, I'm pretty happy with the pepper plant at the moment. And let me spin it around. You can see what the back of it looks like. And you see all these new leaves that are growing and a ton of pollen all over the place. So I think the LED lights are doing a good job for this pepper plant. And I'm gonna keep it going and record the process as we go. So as always, if you have any questions, leave them down below. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And we'll be doing a tasting of this pepper pretty soon.